Welcome viewers, welcome to my channel. In the last video, we were discussing about aromaticity. So, in this video, we will continue from that video. If you haven't watched that video till now, please don't forget to watch that video firstly and then we will continue. So, let's quickly rewind what we were studying. So, we were studying that what are aromatic compounds. For a compound to be aromatic, we studied it should be cyclic, planar, have conjugated pi electrons, and must follow Huckel's rule. Have 4n plus 2 pi electrons. So these compounds will be aromatic. We have taken some examples as well. So today we will continue from that video. So now moving on to the next thing. Next thing is anti-aromatic. What are anti-aromatic compounds? Anti-aromatic compounds are those compounds which are highly unstable. They are very much unstable. Anti-aromatic. Aromatic compounds are quite stable than their analogous open chain compound. Whereas here the thing is reverse. Here these compounds are quite unstable than their open chain analogous. Means that these are compounds. Suppose we have taken this. So this compound is highly unstable. These compounds will be anti-aromatic. Now, how we will find? So, conditions for these compounds will be the first three conditions will remain same. First condition is compound should be cyclic, planar, conjugated pi electrons, and the last thing must have 4n pi electrons. So, the first three conditions are as it is as in aromatic compounds. So difference lies in 4n pi electrons. If a compound is having 4n pi electrons, it will be anti-aromatic. And if having 4n plus 2 pi electrons, it will be aromatic. Here n can be 1, 2, 3 and so on. Suppose for 1 it will be 4, 8, 12 pi electrons. These whole compounds will be anti-aromatic. Let's take an example. We made a 4-membered ring having 2 double bonds. So this compound is, you can see, cyclic, planar, conjugated pi electrons and having 4 pi electrons means following 4n pi electrons. So this compound will be anti-aromatic and will be highly unstable. So if you ask why these compounds form and what happens to this compound? These compounds at room temperature tends to couple each other. So this compound will at room temperature will couple itself and will make these kind of compound. This is extra knowledge. If you want to learn, then you can learn. Not necessary to understand. Our main motto is to determine whether this compound is aromatic or anti-aromatic or non-aromatic. So let's take more example. No, let's just quickly revise and understand what is non-aromatic compounds. So moving on to non-aromatic. Non-aromatic compounds are those compounds which are not aromatic, not anti-aromatic. Means what? If a compound which is not aromatic, not anti-aromatic, that compound will be non-aromatic. Or in other words, a compound which fails in the first three primary conditions, any of the three primary conditions will be non-aromatic. So a compound which is neither aromatic nor anti-aromatic will be non-aromatic. Means what? And fails in, or we can say fails in any of the three primary conditions. Let's take an example. We take a 5-member train having 2 double bonds. So let's check what this compound will be. So it is cyclic, as you can see. Is it planar? This carbon will be sp2, 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 and this carbon will be sp3. So this compound will be non-planar. It fails in first three primary conditions. So this compound will be non-aromatic. Non-aromatic. Now let's discuss about the stability. As you can see, aromatic compounds are quite stable. Anti-aromatic substances are quite unstable. There is non-aromatic lies in between. So stability order. Aromatic quite stable, then non-aromatic, and lastly anti-aromatic. You can remember this by the word Anna if you want to remember this. So let's take more example and we will do more exercise. This compound is cyclic, planar, having conjugated pi electrons and having 2 pi electrons. This compound will be aromatic. Let's take another example. So as you can see, this compound is cyclic, planar, having conjugated pi electrons. I discussed in the last video as well. If negative charge is in conjugation with the double bond, this will conjugate to the next double bond and the hybridization of this carbon will be sp2. So it is planar. So now let's check out how many electrons it has. It has 4 pi electrons, 2 plus 2. So it finds in itself into anti-aromatic category. So this compound will be anti-aromatic. Let's take more example. 1 double bond. Just pause and try to figure it out what this compound will be. So this compound is cyclic. Is it planar? No, it is not planar. Hybridization of these 2 carbons will be sp3. So once a compound fails in first 3 primary conditions, this compound will be non-aromatic. So that compound will be non-aromatic. Let's take more example. What will be the hybridization and stability of this compound? This compound is cyclic. Is it planar? Yes. Double bond conjugation with the negative charge. How many pi electrons? 6 pi electrons. 2, 2, 2. So this compound will be aromatic. And if you make a similar compound with 2 positive, what this compound will be? This will cyclic, planar, having conjugated pi electrons and 2 pi electrons. 2 pi electrons means following Huckel's rule of having 4n plus 2 pi electrons. So this compound will be aromatic. We have understood the classification quite well. Let's discuss some heteroatom aromaticity. If we take this compound is known as furan. This is cyclic, planar, and these two double bonds, one double bond will be in conjugation, so hybridization of oxygen will be sp2. So this compound is aromatic. This compound will be thiopene, and again it is aromatic. This compound will be again aromatic. Now we have seen examples of one ring only till now. What about if we fuse more than two or two rings? So let's take more examples. If we fuse two rings, what about this? This compound is known as naphthalene, and it is found to be aromatic. How? This compound is cyclic, planar, having sp2 hybridization everywhere, and electrons 10 pi electrons, 6 plus 4. So this compound will fall into the category of aromatic compound. So this compound will be aromatic. Now let's choose three rings. This compound known as naphthalene. This compound known as anthracene. And this compound again found to be aromatic with 14 pi electrons. Similarly, if we fuse rings in this manner, this compound is known as phenanthrene, and this compound again found to be aromatic with having 14 pi electrons. This is phenanthrene, and again aromatic. You can just check out every single point. I have good practice, that's why I am doing quickly. You need to check out every condition. It should be cyclic, planar, having conjugated pi electrons, following, is it following Hölker-Joule, so 4n plus 2 pi electrons, or having 4n pi electrons. So you need to check it out each and every point individually. I guess you must have understood what are the aromatic compounds are. Let's discuss one example and let's wind up. So as you can see from the stability order, a compound will always prefer to be aromatic and never prefer to be anti-aromatic. So if a compound having more than 7 carbon atoms will always prefer to be non-aromatic, not anti-aromatic. Let's take an example. We take an 8-membered ring. So let's check. It is cyclic, planar, having 4n pi electrons and conjugated pi electrons. So it should be, it falls in the category of anti-aromatic. So you mark this answer as anti-aromatic. But actually this is wrong. This compound is found to be non-aromatic. It changes its shape and get a tub-like shape. So as you can see, two planes are above and one below, and it is out of plane. So this compound will be non-aromatic. Similarly, we have seen fused rings. If we take example of this compound supposed to be found to be aromatic, but actually you can mark star on these two examples. In the two hydrogens repel to each other, and one goes above the plane and one below the plane. So the compound overall becomes lose its polarity and this compound again found to be non-aromatic. Now you can find many more examples. I hope you understood well. Thank you very much.